Welcome back, Sagittarius. I had to redo your video because there was something that I think I was tapping into that was just for a few of you, and it may not have been something for the wider audience, but for those who needed to hear that message, hopefully you got it before I changed it. But if not, I'll just put a brief notification that during the lockdown, there's a lot of people who are relying too much on bad habits to say. So just realize that for some of you, your person could be partaking of perhaps a few too many drinks or some other type of unhealthy habit that you might want to be careful or check out or be aware of before you proceed with that person. But in the meantime, for the rest of the Sagittarius community, I think that is better to have another reading so that it represents everyone at large. I'm new, so I probably should have phrased it that it was just for some of you. And so because of that, I have to redo it. But that's okay. We can have the best of both worlds this way. So please hit like and subscribe. Again, I'm new, so I apologize if you saw the other video and you were one of the people who put a thumbs down. I pulled some cards to see if I could figure out what was going on, and I think that was it. At least I felt in my body that that's what the problem was. So hopefully I'll take this as a learning moment. Like I said, for the first 6 months, it could take me some learning moments, and I could see why you wouldn't feel comfortable putting that in the comments. So I get it. Normally though, please put it in the comments, okay? All right, spirit guides, please let us know what's going on with our Sagittarius people today. For you guys, the Sagittarius. All right. Let's see. It's looking... All right, I'm kind of excited too because this will give me the opportunity to be able to cover everybody's situation a little better. So some of these learning curves, if you stick it out with me, you might get the best of all possible worlds. Yeah, new tarot readers. I mean, I can't help what I see in the cards and what I'm sensing deep down, but I have to be very careful that when I word things, that I'm clear on the extent of what I'm seeing. All right, and your overall energy. Oh, you can't make this up because in the original reading, that king was a huge part of it. So I'm definitely onto something. It kept coming back to the King of Swords in the original reading. So I am very excited to be able to confirm. Wow. Okay. I was so worried, as a new tarot reader, I was so worried that I'm like going to be reading a totally different, but no, I don't even need to change the title. Oh my God. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, angels, for assuring me that this is the right reading. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get started. So your first card is the Soulmate card, but then this is not news for us, right? As you know, I have so much Sagittarius in my chart. I consider me a Sag as well. But your person definitely sees you as the soulmate potential. Now, the Lover's card is unique in the sense that it also suggests that there's those differences, those normal conflicts, sort of like, I'm starting to see it like when you're watching a movie, or if you're reading a romance novel, not that people do that anymore, maybe they do, I don't know. There's those typical things that happen between two people where there's misunderstanding and you want to overcome it and you ship it, right? So I kind of think of it as like This is a romance worth shipping. So good for you. I am really excited for you. Although people don't come to my readings usually because things are all hunky-dory and stuff like that. So let's see what else is going on. Okay, in the next card, I see that your person is feeling like they are victorious in wanting to come in with a sense of passion and excitement. Well, that's it. All right. Well, we've got more of a passionate love affair here. This is good. Okay. And let's see. All right. They are moving towards a potential energy of knowing that they need to okay. So, by the way, I don't know if you can see this, but it is someone who is looking over what they've been working on, basically. And that, by the way, that's the Seven of Pentacles. Well, kind of obvious, right? So they're looking over all this and pondering, what can I do? And also how beautiful it is at the same time. It's happening at the same time. This is beautiful. I want to make it even better. There's a potentiality here of wanting to almost avoid ruining it. Okay. So, and from this card, I get the sense that, and by the way, that is the Six of Wands. I get the sense that this isn't happening just yet. This is them wanting to come in victorious, but then that concern of not wanting to ruin it. Okay. All right. I sense that there was something that happened between you two that was heartbreaking. Now, I don't always see threes as third party, but that is possible. I want to stress that threes actually have been a very good number in my readings, in the sense that it always suggests to me whenever I see a three, no matter which elements we're dealing with, that it's better to connect in circles that are more social in nature and not one-on-one. Because I feel your person fears that communication one-on-one could go wrong. And maybe could be premature, or that something... So in order to have this work out and not ruin it, I think they would prefer to keep it a little in a lighter situation, to avoid perhaps ruining it for no reason, and just staying in a situation where you are connecting among other people, because it's less stressful and there's less pressure, right? Now, I think that what's interesting is that since we're, in a situation where it's not so easy to connect socially, I think for some of you that they're a little brokenhearted, because they know this is what's needed, but it's the thing that they can't really do. Perhaps people in your circle are there might be someone immunocompromised or whatnot. There's just not I know that that's happening in my circle, where it's not so easy to get together as a group, because you're going to end up excluding someone that can't come. So haven't a lot of people haven't figured that problem out. But I've never seen the Three of Swords in this way before, but you know, it all, I think a lot of what we do as psychic tarot readers is we sense how an energy works in the current times. Although this is a timeless reading, keep in mind that there are many ways to look at this. Either way, even if you watch this a year later and maybe we're all capable of getting together socially, there's still there would still be some concern that an inability to get together socially. Now, I don't know that in an overall sense, if it wasn't just the coronavirus, it could be the idea that they can't partake in a social environment. They might be trying to work on a new health regimen and they don't want to get a drink, or you never know. There could be a lot of different scenarios that would make it hard for this person to want to come out in a social gathering. Well, actually, it kind of makes sense because the next card I see them in a retreat. The world is going on outside and they're kind of staying in, which is kind of a hermit kind of a card. And you know, the hermit played a huge role in your reading earlier this month. So I think that while the hermit is a major arcana and this card is a minor arcana, your person in the last couple of weeks has been working in those energies and perhaps understanding it and starting to grasp what the hermit is trying to tell them. So, but they're needing some time to let that marinate in their soul, and they may not even know that. They just know that it's very overwhelming. And I think that the next card is indicative of some more of this, because they want to lay down their burdens. They want to let something go. Perhaps something happened in the past, perhaps between you, that this person is trying to rethink so that they can let it go. And that kind of makes sense, because I do get a sense very strongly that, you know, this is somebody who you've either had a relationship with and something went wrong, or perhaps it's, you know, someone you met in a previous lifetime, if you believe that in those in that type of thing. I just know that not all of you would see it that way, but there is some sense of that, whether it's a soulmate with a contract before you came here, or if they are somebody that you've interacted with in this life and things went wrong, but something was amiss. But I want you to keep in mind, you know, a lot has changed since the last reading, because look, your person is starting to feel some victory here. They just want to make sure they don't ruin it. Okay, this is a positive movement. I think that your person is starting to really feel like they can move forward. I tend not to focus on the next card until I get to the next card, and I just realized, yeah, they see, yes, if they can avoid having the wrong scenario of you know, getting together and whatnot, that if it's handled right, this is what they're forecasting for you guys. I am really happy about that. Okay, let's see. I am very happy about that. And look, now we're starting to get into a major arcana situation. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. This is the best. Oh my gosh. This means they want to start over with you. This is they're coming to a point where they're judging the situation as something that needs to be looked at again, and it's time to rethink everything together. They want that renewal. So whatever went on, or whatever they thought, perhaps you didn't have a relationship with them before, but they just misjudged you or whatever, they see who you are here. Look at these. These are the major arcanas here. They see the soulmate potential. All right. And even if they don't know or think about the term of soulmates, what they're feeling in their soul about you is just not, it's something they can't really get away from. And something that came from the first reading, where I was tapping into some of you who had a specific issue with your person, they are a king, so they don't really need anyone. You know, and a king can be male or female, as you know that. The king is more about someone who is not needing that type of relationship in their life so much. They pretty much have everything covered. So, and in that reading, we were talking about how they like to be in the page energy with you. And we don't have the page here, but that's fine. It's not, you know, obviously the exact same cards as I pulled last time. But the fact is that they see, I think, that same energy here. The possibility of having that, you know, youthful belief that you can have. Oh, this card was in the last reading, actually, as well. They see whatever is in them that hurts and needs to stay in this, you know, almost hermity type of position. Deep down, I think they've always wanted this. And that's why, you know, they want to believe in this. They have a hard time believing in it because it's just not worked out for them in the past. But that's all about to change, because Sagittarius, you are the right person for them. You are their soulmate. And you are the one person that is going to reach through that. And, oh, I love it. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is an extremely strong card, and I would say that it's extremely indicative of the fact that this is look at, okay, they're worried that is, you know, about it not going well, but it is going to go well. Okay, it is going to go well. This is absolute truth and proof. You know, being a major arcana, this is moving forward. This is in the upright. There's no joke. Okay. And I'm really, really happy for all of you. Now, for those who saw the previous video and are concerned about, what they're working through, you may have to give them a little bit of space. So, I would say, for those that I was concerned about an addiction being in the way, they may need to take time away and just stay in this social situation until they get some things worked out in their lives. But I wouldn't worry about it. They're strong. Okay. Sad you wouldn't pick somebody who isn't strong. Okay. And if you know that's not the case, then, you know, it's just, you are very capable of seeing somebody who doesn't have the potential and to move away from them and find the person that you're supposed to. If it is not your person currently, you're gonna weed that person out so that you can. Okay. But like I said, it's just some of you, for that concern. And it didn't even come up in this reading. I'm just pointing out that these things, what they're working through, is still not 100% healed yet, but it is going to get all worked out. Okay. Let's see what the romance angels have to say. Heart-to-heart conversations. So not right now, obviously, but it's coming, and that's what is the good thing that you can hold on to. Yeah, I think that until this person is ready and can move the burdens aside so they can focus on this, you know, that might get held off. Okay? But you got to have those heart-to-heart conversations. Your soulmates, okay? Your lovers, okay? Oh, well, this is a relief. It's safe for you to love. So whatever it is that was causing the issue and what they needed to retreat to really understand and stay in a more non-one-on-one with you, these things, this is being removed. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is clear on this, okay? Oh, I'm so relieved, because the last reading, you know, I'm always trying to look out for you guys. So, you know, but you'll recognize it if you were somebody that reading was meant for, and if you didn't see it, then it wasn't meant for you. Huh. All right. Religious factors. Okay, so just so you know, these cards are a little on the antiquated side for me in my readings. So I kind of augment some of these things. Like children could, for me, is usually trauma from childhood. Religious factors could be religion literally, but I don't think so. I think that a lot of people's worldview, they're looking at religiously. So keep in mind that you may want to try to respect each other's worldview, because a lot of times these days it's like our identities are attacked if we don't agree with each other, you know, like in social circles. You know, if you guys do get out and you socialize and whatnot, and maybe a lot of people are all in agreement over their worldview, but and it's easy to feel insulted or hurt that you don't see eye to eye on it. It's almost like you dislike that person because they don't see it that way. But that doesn't have to be true. It's just kind of built into our psyches to identify with what we believe so much that it almost feels like a personal attack, when in fact it is not. It is just each person has you might think, well, if they grow, if they're going to grow, they're going to grow in the direction of what is obvious to you, and it's just a matter of growth, and then they'll get to that point where they agree with you. But I not, you know what, we're all here on the big blue bus looking through different windows, and it is possible. I've written many papers. One of the reasons that I love reading cards and I've really connected with it is because through fiction you find universal truths, because it doesn't tell you what you're supposed to believe or what you're supposed to think. It, you know, through interactions between characters you find the deepest truths, right? And I just have written so many papers on, for example, one paper, Hamlet is a saint who did what he had to do, and another paper where Hamlet was a horrible murderer. And I've done that for so many, there's so many ways to look at something that actually you can both be right. And I know that sounds upsetting, but, but there's only light bulbs can be off or on or things like that. Usually it's not either you're right or this person's right. Usually there's a lot of area to see things from different angles and perspectives. So I hope you keep that in mind, because you might have a lot to teach each other about the other side of what you feel is right or wrong. And you might still reject the belief systems that the person you love has. And that doesn't have to stand in the way of who you are if you truly respect each other and you respect each other's path and their growth. Well, I hope that really helps you, Sagittarius. And again, my apologies, because I am still learning and I have to be very careful to make sure that I specify I'm not talking about everyone for certain things. At least I think that's what's going on. I pulled some cards to try to figure out why I was getting the dislikes, and that's what I came up with. So anyway, we'll see you next time. Please hit like and subscribe, because I could really use your support. I know that I have a lot to give here, and I know that people who come to me are going to really appreciate what they find, but it will take me a while to get really good at this, and through your support I can get there. Okay? Appreciate it. Thank you. Please subscribe.